My beloved child, there is a moment that arrives quietly, so quietly that most people do not recognize it when it first appears. It does not knock loudly. It does not announce itself with noise or celebration. It arrives like a whisper carried by the wind, like a single ray of light entering a room that has been dim for a very long time. And today, something remarkable is connected to that moment. Someone is stepping into a new emotional season, and what you are about to hear may explain things that have felt confusing, delayed, or unfinished. Do not skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The next few moments may connect pieces that have been scattered for longer than you realize. There has been movement behind the scenes, movement that could not be seen with ordinary eyes. While days passed and routines continued, while questions remained unanswered and silence seemed to stretch endlessly, a deeper transformation was quietly unfolding. Someone who once stood at the edge of uncertainty is beginning to walk toward clarity. Someone who once carried emotional weight is beginning to feel a new kind of freedom. Someone who once struggled to understand what they truly felt is now entering a season where emotions become clearer, stronger, and impossible to ignore. This is not happening by accident. Every experience, every lesson, every unexpected turn has been preparing the ground for what comes next. That is why you feel a strange sense of anticipation. That is why your attention was drawn here today. Something inside you already senses that a shift is taking place. There are seasons when people hide their true emotions even from themselves. They smile while carrying unanswered questions. They continue moving forward while secretly wondering whether anything will ever change. They appear calm while storms move silently through their hearts. Yet emotional seasons never remain the same forever. Eventually, the chapter changes. Eventually, understanding arrives. Eventually, the heart reaches a place where it can no longer stay where it once was. That is the season someone is entering now. It is not a small adjustment. It is not a temporary feeling. It is the beginning of a deeper emotional awakening. Stay till the end because something huge is waiting for you. The most important part has not even been revealed yet. What appears ordinary on the surface may actually be the beginning of something extraordinary underneath. There are moments in life when everything seems unchanged, yet everything is changing. This is one of those moments. A new emotional season often begins before anyone notices it. It begins with new thoughts. It begins with unexpected reflections. It begins with a growing awareness that old fears no longer carry the same power. Little by little, walls begin to lower. Little by little, understanding begins to grow. Little by little, the future starts looking different than it did before. Think about how a sunrise happens. The world does not instantly become bright. First, there is a faint glow. Then the horizon begins to change. Then colors appear. Then light spreads further and further until darkness no longer dominates the landscape. Emotional transformation follows a similar path. It begins quietly. It begins gradually. Yet once it starts, it becomes impossible to stop. Someone is experiencing that process right now. They are beginning to see things differently. They are beginning to understand feelings they once avoided. They are beginning to recognize truths that have been waiting patiently to be discovered. Do not skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The revelation hidden inside this message becomes stronger with every passing moment. What seemed impossible yesterday may suddenly seem possible tomorrow. What seemed distant may suddenly feel close. What seemed unclear may suddenly become undeniable. Emotional seasons have a way of changing everything without asking permission. They reshape priorities. They reveal hidden desires. They expose what truly matters. And once that process begins, nothing remains exactly the same. For a long time, someone may have carried emotional confusion like a heavy backpack. They kept moving forward, but every step felt more difficult because of what they carried inside. They questioned their direction. They questioned their feelings. They questioned whether certain hopes still mattered. Yet deep within their heart, a quiet transformation was taking place. The questions were leading somewhere. The uncertainty was serving a purpose. The waiting was not empty. It was preparation. Every experience was creating space for greater understanding. Every challenge was teaching a lesson that would become valuable later. Every delay was shaping a stronger foundation. Now the results of that process are beginning to emerge. Now the emotional landscape is changing. Now the season is shifting. And when emotional seasons shift, remarkable things often follow. People gain courage they did not know they possessed. They discover clarity they never expected. They recognize opportunities they previously overlooked. They see possibilities where they once saw obstacles. Imagine standing before a doorway that has been closed for a very long time. Day after day, you pass by it. Month after month, it remains shut. Eventually, you stop expecting it to open. Then one day, without warning, the handle begins to move. The door slowly opens, revealing a path that was hidden all along. That is what emotional change often feels like. It feels sudden, even though preparation has been happening for a long time. It feels surprising, even though signs have been present everywhere. It feels dramatic, even though the process began quietly. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. There is a reason this message found you today. There is a reason your attention is here right now. There is a reason these words feel different. Someone is stepping into a new emotional season, and that transition carries more significance than most people realize. Emotional seasons influence decisions. They influence relationships. They influence confidence. They influence the direction of entire futures. When the heart changes, everything connected to the heart begins to change as well. The fascinating thing about emotional transformation is that it often reveals what has been hidden in plain sight. Suddenly, patterns become obvious. Suddenly, lessons make sense. Suddenly, connections become clear. People look back and realize that clues were everywhere. What seemed random was actually preparation. What seemed meaningless was actually important. What seemed delayed was actually perfectly timed. The story was moving forward even when it appeared motionless. The journey was progressing even when it felt stuck. That realization can be powerful. It can change the way someone views the past. It can change the way they approach the future. It can fill them with a renewed sense of purpose. Do not skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The most remarkable chapter of this message is still unfolding. There is more happening beneath the surface than anyone can see. There is more movement than appearances suggest. There is more possibility than circumstances reveal. Someone is beginning to understand that emotions are not weaknesses. They are signals. They are guides. They are reminders of what matters most. For too long, many people try to ignore what their hearts are telling them. They distract themselves. They postpone reflection. They avoid difficult truths. Yet eventually, the heart speaks clearly enough to be heard. That moment changes everything. That moment marks the beginning of a new season. A season of honesty. A season of understanding. A season of growth. And growth is rarely comfortable at first. Growth stretches old boundaries. Growth challenges old assumptions. Growth invites people to become more than they were before. Yet the rewards are extraordinary. Greater peace. Greater clarity. Greater confidence. Greater purpose. These are often the gifts waiting on the other side of emotional transformation. Right now, somewhere within this unfolding story, someone is standing between who they used to be and who they are becoming. It is a powerful place to stand. It is also a challenging place to stand. The familiar is behind them. The future is ahead of them. The transition is happening in real time. Yet every step forward brings greater understanding. Every moment of reflection brings greater clarity. Every lesson learned creates stronger foundations. Stay till the end because something huge is waiting for you. The journey is not ending. It is beginning. The emotional season that is opening now has the potential to influence everything that follows. New confidence may emerge. New perspectives may develop. New opportunities may appear. The heart that once carried uncertainty may soon carry conviction. The mind that once wrestled with questions may soon discover answers. The person who once felt stuck may soon realize they have been moving forward all along. And perhaps the most surprising part of all is this: emotional seasons do not only transform feelings. They transform vision. They change what people notice. They change what people value. They change what people pursue. A new emotional season often becomes the foundation for an entirely new chapter. That is why this moment matters. That is why this message matters. That is why you were meant to hear these words today. Someone is stepping into a new emotional season, and the first signs are already appearing. The shift has begun. The change is real. The story is moving forward. Do not skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Because what seems like an emotional transition today may become the turning point that changes everything tomorrow. A remarkable truth is beginning to reveal itself, and if you listen carefully, you may recognize why everything feels different lately. Someone is stepping into a new emotional season, and the signs are becoming impossible to ignore. What once felt distant is moving closer. What once felt hidden is beginning to come into the light. Do not skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The next moments of this message may connect pieces of a story that has been unfolding for much longer than anyone realizes. There are seasons when emotions remain silent, not because they are absent, but because they are still growing beneath the surface. Just as roots develop underground before a tree rises higher, emotional change often begins long before anyone notices its presence. That is exactly why this moment matters so much. The transformation happening now did not start yesterday. It has been building quietly, patiently, and consistently, preparing for the perfect moment to emerge. Someone has been carrying thoughts they could not fully explain. They have been experiencing feelings they could not completely understand. At times, they may have tried to move forward without acknowledging what was happening within them. Yet emotions have a way of returning to the surface when the time is right. No matter how deeply they are buried, no matter how carefully they are ignored, they eventually rise and ask to be understood. That moment is arriving. A new emotional season is opening, and with it comes a level of clarity that has been missing for a long time. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. What appears to be a simple shift may actually become one of the most important turning points in this entire story. Have you ever noticed how suddenly everything can make sense? One day you feel confused, uncertain, and unsure of what comes next. Then, without warning, a single realization changes everything. A new perspective arrives. A deeper understanding appears. What seemed complicated becomes simple. What seemed impossible becomes achievable. Emotional seasons work exactly like that. They often change quietly until one powerful moment reveals how much has already transformed. Someone is approaching that moment right now. The pieces are coming together. The lessons are connecting. The answers are becoming clearer. What once felt like a mystery is beginning to reveal its purpose. Do not skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. There is a reason this message continues to pull your attention forward. There is a reason these words feel connected to something deeper. The emotional season that is beginning now carries more significance than anyone expected. It is not simply about feelings. It is about growth. It is about understanding. It is about becoming the person you were always meant to become. Every challenge faced in the past has contributed to this moment. Every delay has added value. Every lesson has strengthened the foundation. Nothing was wasted. Nothing was meaningless. Everything has been leading toward greater clarity. Imagine standing at the edge of a mountain trail. Behind you is the path you have already traveled. Ahead of you is a view you have not yet seen. The climb was not easy. There were moments of exhaustion. There were moments when turning back seemed easier than continuing forward. Yet every step mattered. Every effort counted. And now, standing near the top, you begin to realize that the journey changed you more than the destination ever could. Someone is reaching that realization. They are beginning to see that their emotional journey has shaped them in ways they never expected. Strength has been growing. Wisdom has been developing. Confidence has been forming quietly beneath the surface. The most surprising part is that emotional transformation often arrives disguised as ordinary life. A conversation. A memory. A moment of reflection. A simple realization. These things may appear small, yet they can change everything. One insight can redirect an entire future. One moment of clarity can create years of confidence. One emotional breakthrough can open doors that seemed permanently closed. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The story is becoming more powerful with every passing moment. The season that is opening now is not a season of confusion. It is a season of discovery. Someone is beginning to understand what truly matters. They are beginning to recognize which thoughts deserve attention and which fears deserve release. They are beginning to separate temporary emotions from lasting truths. This process is creating a stronger foundation than they have ever had before. Instead of reacting to every uncertainty, they are learning to trust the growth taking place within them. Instead of focusing on what they cannot control, they are beginning to recognize the opportunities standing directly in front of them. This shift may seem small from the outside, but its impact is enormous. Emotional seasons influence decisions. Decisions influence direction. Direction influences destiny. That is why this moment matters more than most people realize. Do not skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. There is another layer to this story that many people overlook. Emotional growth does not only change how someone feels. It changes how they see. It changes what they notice. It changes what they value. Suddenly, opportunities appear where obstacles once existed. Possibilities emerge where limitations once dominated. The same world looks completely different because the person viewing it has changed. That transformation is powerful. It can create momentum that carries someone into an entirely new chapter of life. Right now, someone is experiencing the beginning of that momentum. They may not fully understand it yet. They may not even recognize all the signs. Yet the shift is real. The season is changing. The heart is growing stronger. The future is becoming clearer. Every lesson from the past is contributing to a greater purpose. Every challenge is becoming part of a larger story. Every unanswered question is moving closer to understanding. This is why patience matters. This is why perseverance matters. This is why continuing forward matters. The greatest breakthroughs often appear just after the longest periods of uncertainty. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Imagine looking back months from now and realizing that this was the moment everything began to change. Imagine recognizing that the emotional season opening today became the foundation for new confidence, new clarity, and new opportunities tomorrow. That realization may arrive sooner than expected. The transformation has already begun. The movement is already happening. The growth is already taking place. What once seemed distant is approaching. What once seemed uncertain is becoming clear. What once seemed impossible is moving within reach. And here is the revelation that makes this moment unforgettable. emotional seasons do not arrive to take something away. They arrive to reveal something greater. They reveal strength that was hidden. They reveal wisdom that was developing quietly. They reveal possibilities that were waiting patiently for the right moment. Someone is stepping into a new emotional season, and this chapter carries the potential to become one of the most meaningful chapters yet. The story is not slowing down. It is accelerating. The journey is not ending. It is expanding. The transformation is not fading. It is growing stronger with every passing day. Do not skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Because the emotional season that is beginning now may become the very chapter that changes everything that follows. There is a moment that changes everything, not because the world suddenly becomes different, but because a person finally begins to see it differently. Someone is stepping into a new emotional season, and what is unfolding now carries a depth that few people recognize at first. Do not skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The next part of this journey reveals why certain events happened the way they did and why some answers took longer to arrive than expected. There are seasons when life appears still on the surface while powerful changes are taking place underneath. During those seasons, it is easy to believe that nothing is moving forward. It is easy to assume that every delay means nothing is happening. Yet the truth is often the exact opposite. Some of the greatest transformations happen quietly. Some of the most important emotional shifts occur in silence. While the outside world sees no movement, the heart is preparing for an entirely new chapter. Someone has been walking through a period of reflection, whether they realized it or not. Small moments have carried greater meaning. Unexpected thoughts have appeared without warning. Memories have returned for reasons that seemed impossible to explain. These were not random events. They were signs. They were signals that a new emotional season was approaching. Every reflection served a purpose. Every realization added another piece to the puzzle. Every lesson brought greater understanding. Now the picture is becoming clearer. What once felt uncertain is beginning to make sense. What once felt distant is beginning to feel close. What once felt impossible is beginning to feel achievable. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The most surprising revelation has not yet arrived. Imagine standing before a river that has been flowing for years. Every day it looks the same. Every day the water moves in a familiar direction. Yet over time, that river shapes the landscape around it. It creates new paths. It changes the environment. It leaves a lasting impact that cannot be ignored. Emotions work in the same way. Day by day, they shape perspectives. Thought by thought, they influence decisions. Experience by experience, they create growth. Someone is now reaching the point where the impact of that growth is becoming visible. They are no longer the same person they were before. Their understanding has deepened. Their awareness has expanded. Their perspective has matured. The emotional season ahead is not simply a continuation of the past. It is the beginning of something entirely new. Do not skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. There are moments in life when people suddenly realize they have outgrown old fears. The things that once controlled their decisions no longer carry the same influence. The doubts that once seemed overwhelming no longer feel as powerful. The questions that once created uncertainty no longer create confusion. This is one of the clearest signs that a new emotional season has begun. Growth has occurred. Strength has developed. Wisdom has been gained. Someone is beginning to recognize that they are capable of more than they believed. They are beginning to understand that their future is larger than their past. They are beginning to see possibilities that were invisible before. One of the most remarkable truths about emotional transformation is that it often prepares people for opportunities they cannot yet see. Long before a new chapter begins, the heart begins preparing for it. Long before a new direction appears, emotions begin adjusting to it. Long before clarity arrives, understanding begins developing beneath the surface. This process is happening now. Someone is being prepared for something greater. Their perspective is changing because their future requires a different way of seeing. Their confidence is growing because their future requires greater courage. Their understanding is expanding because their future requires greater wisdom. Everything happening right now is connected to something larger than it appears. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. There is another truth that many people overlook. Emotional seasons are not defined by what someone loses. They are defined by what someone discovers. They discover resilience they never knew they possessed. They discover clarity they never expected to find. They discover purpose that was hidden beneath layers of uncertainty. This discovery changes everything. It transforms hesitation into confidence. It transforms confusion into understanding. It transforms waiting into preparation. Suddenly, the past no longer feels like a collection of unanswered questions. Instead, it begins to look like a series of lessons leading toward a meaningful destination. Someone is reaching that realization right now. They are beginning to understand that every challenge contributed to their growth. Every obstacle strengthened their character. Every unexpected turn taught them something valuable. Nothing was wasted. Every experience played a role in preparing them for this emotional season. That realization alone can change the way a person views their entire journey. Instead of focusing on what went wrong, they begin appreciating what was learned. Instead of dwelling on delays, they begin recognizing preparation. Instead of fearing the future, they begin anticipating it. Do not skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The story is moving toward a revelation that many people spend years waiting to understand. Emotional growth is not about becoming someone else. It is about becoming more fully yourself. It is about removing the distractions, doubts, and limitations that prevented your true strengths from shining. Someone is beginning to experience that process. Their authentic perspective is emerging. Their authentic confidence is growing. Their authentic purpose is becoming clearer. This is why the current season feels different. This is why the energy surrounding this chapter feels stronger. Something significant is unfolding. There are times when life feels like a long hallway filled with closed doors. People walk forward wondering when one of those doors will finally open. They wonder whether the right opportunity will ever appear. They wonder whether clarity will ever arrive. Then one day, a single door opens, and suddenly everything changes. The waiting makes sense. The preparation makes sense. The journey makes sense. Emotional seasons often create those moments. They position people exactly where they need to be when the right opportunity appears. They create the awareness needed to recognize what matters most. They create the confidence needed to move forward when the time arrives. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Someone is closer to that moment than they realize. The emotional season unfolding now is creating alignment between understanding and opportunity. It is creating alignment between growth and purpose. It is creating alignment between who someone has been and who they are becoming. That alignment is powerful. It creates momentum. It creates confidence. It creates clarity. And once momentum begins building, remarkable things can happen. New possibilities emerge. New perspectives develop. New chapters begin. As this emotional season continues to unfold, one truth becomes impossible to ignore: the transformation is real. The growth is real. The progress is real. Even if it cannot yet be measured, it can be felt. Even if it cannot yet be fully explained, it can be recognized. Someone is stepping into a new emotional season, and the foundation for the future is being built right now. Every lesson matters. Every realization matters. Every moment of growth matters. The story is becoming stronger. The vision is becoming clearer. The possibilities are becoming greater. Do not skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Because what is beginning today may become the very reason tomorrow looks completely different from everything that came before.